Yeah, you're audible. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good. So, as per the card, you are talking to a person. See, actually, the setting it is in the workplace, the health
Right.
the health checkup. Okay, and according to the card, it is clearly given that you are speaking to a he's not a patient. He's a factory worker who is 50 years old, and the factory, the organization has arranged for a general health checkup. Okay,
Right.
but this patient, but this person is panicked. He is quite, disturbed to go for the assessment. In case if there could be any kind of complication or health issues, the patient is panicked. He might lose his job. So that's the reason he is reluctant initially in order to go for the assessment. So he is hesitating. He is clarifying his doubts. Will the confidentiality could be maintained? And I don't want my employer to know about what is my health condition. And one more thing, when you continuously speak to the person, you will come to know that why he has got that fear, because his brother has got this, diabetic problem, and after that he faced a lot of, consequences in his workplace. He lost his job, some other problem. That's the reason he's afraid, to go for the assessment. But as a doctor, you have to convince and counsel and explain to the person that it is a good opportunity. The person could make use, as the organization is arranging for a free health checkup, and moreover, the confidentiality could be maintained unless and until if the patient is not giving permission to disclose to even to the employer about the health condition. As a doctor, you will stick on to the policies, and the ethics could be followed. So this is the confidence. At last, you have to convince the person to come come for the health checkup, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, start it.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Dr. Rachna, assisting you for today. May I know your name and your age, please?
Good evening, Dr. Rachna, and my name is Adam. I'm 50 years old. I'm a factory worker. But I hope you might know the reason why you have been here, which is not accepted by me. I'm not for it. I'm not for the assessment or health checkup, because I have a lot of doubt with regard to that.
Right. Right, Miss Adam. All I want to know is your main concern regarding your unwillingness towards health checkup.
Yes, to be frank, doctor, I'm 50 years old, and almost another, 8 to 10 years, I would get retired. Probably, I have a doubt, why they are arranging for this health checkup. It is my intuition, as well as it is a hearsay, that they are conducting this health checkup in order to filter and in order to terminate people who are not in good health condition. They want people who are young and active in order to do the factory, because we are working in factory. So the management has decided. So that's the hearsay. So in case if I have any chronic disease or complicated health issues, I'm afraid I might lose my job. That's the reason I'm hesitating.
Right. So all I want to tell you is that me being a doctor for you, who will be conducting a health checkup, I will reassure you that this complete health checkup is just based on your complete health cycle, and that is something which benefits you. It is not regarding any other motive of the workplace where you are working, which is a factory. The main motto of the workplace to conduct a health checkup is generally based on the well-being of their own workers, which doesn't help them lead a beautiful life. So I just want to let you know that the details of the test and the medications that will be given to you or will be tested is completely confidential with your doctor, which is me. So I would reassure you regarding the treatment and the test that will be here. So I really think you don't have to worry regarding your concern. So is there any other concern that I can help you with?
Well, doctor, I could be thankful to you if you maintain the confidentiality because my health issue is quite personal. I don't want it to be disclosed to anybody, though the employer has been conducting it. I have fear and doubt, honestly speaking. My older brother has got diagnosed recently with the diabetes, and based on that, some other disease and health complications he has developed, and he lost his job. So that's my ultimate concern as of now. And moreover, I'm 50 years old, and for a longer period of time, to be frank, almost 10, 15 years, I have not gone for any health checkup. As there is a known case at home of diabetes, that's my concern, doctor, to be frank.
Yeah, sure. I appreciate your concerns, but as you said earlier, you said you wanted to work in this company for the rest for 2 to 3 years. So I'd
Not
like to
two
tell
to
you
three
that,
years until my retirement. Actually, up to 58 to 60, we could work here. I'm 50 now, so another 10 years of my service, I might lose if they would have observed that I suffer from any chronic or health complications I have. That's my concern.
right. So I just want to explain you regarding your concern, which is you not, staying back in your company if you have any health concern related. So generally, the health checkup that is being provided by your workplace has a health benefit of reduced reduced injuries, which can actually help you, and you have personal benefits if you undergo these tests too, which is more about your own health, regarding your health, and your company offers you benefits which you can actually discuss with your team later regarding the benefits. So these won't really you know this won't really affect you in any way possible. And another reason of you not being tested, which you had a concern about, was diabetes, as your brother was suffering from. So generally, I want to tell you that all these tests are completely confidential, like I said earlier. Uh, your routine tests will of course include diabetes and hypertension, which can actually help you, diagnose if you're not diagnosed earlier, as you said. So I will give you a certain list of tests that need to be, tested. I can help you with one concern which you have. I will not prolong your test. I will make sure you get your reports as soon as possible. And I'd like to tell you, if there is any hypertension, which is and diabetes, I would start up with the dietary modifications and the daily medications, and
Yeah,
which can.
the 1 minute, doctor. That is also something which is quite nagging me, as you told, right? There should be a change in my diet or lifestyle. If there is any kind of chronic disease like diabetes or hypertension, I would know high BP I have. So I'm not for all these things. To be honest, I could tell you that as long as I'm performing my duties and what is the health matter concern over here, and why do the management is arranging for the sudden health checkup as of now? And as a doctor, you are saying that you are giving me the assurance that the confidentiality could be maintained. But how is it possible? The main reason for the management is to conduct this health checkup. They just want to know, are we fit, are we capable enough to continue as factory workers and do the duty which has been assigned. In case if we have health issues, definitely we would not continue our job. We would lose our job. But as a doctor, you are making this assessment. You have the responsibility to disclose it to the management. But you are saying you would not. How could I trust you, doctor?
Right. So before answering your questions, I just have few queries regarding your health. May I ask you regarding them?
Yes, you could go ahead.
Right. So I just wanted to know your sleep schedule and your dietary modification, your dietary intake every day.
Well, to be frank, as I already told, I'm a factory worker. I'm 50 years old. I'm not concerned about my exercise or diet or lifestyle. I just lead a very random and monotonous lifestyle. Nothing in particular, concentrating on my fitness or health.
Right. May I know more about your family?
I told, right? I don't have my parents as of now. I live with my older brother, and he too has got this diabetic problem. And the same situation made him to lose his job. That's my concern.
Right. So, like the questions you've asked me earlier, I just want to again reassure you that this test is completely based on your health test, as the company wants their employees to have a good life. As you're already 50 years old and you have decided to work for the next 10 years, which can be a retirement, all they want to is not to filter anybody out of the company. Rather, they want any worker in the company to just have a good life. And if there is any cause which can affect your work-life balance, that will be taken care of. And your concerns regarding your loss of job or pay, that can only be answered after the test and after the evaluation that need to be taken. And I can only tell you that it is mandatory, and it is a complete mandatory test for any worker in the company. And even after we discussing about the complete health checkup, if you are not willing to take it, it will definitely affect your own health, as you have not earlier uh, undergone any tests, and this can lead to any other major cause. So instead of let's going into a major health bath, we can actually concentrate on something which is just 15 minutes away from us. So I would really suggest you to go for a health checkup as soon as possible to avoid future complications which can make your life better.
Well, doctor, as you say so much, and you are concerned about my health, and as you say, it could benefit me in the future. And but I don't think I could avoid this, as it is, yes, it is mandatory. That's the reason I'm in dilemma whether to go for the assessment or not. Even if I say I don't want, that also could raise a question, and definitely I could get into soup. Anyhow, as you have convinced, I hope you could maintain the confidentiality, whatever be the medical complications that you observed through the assessment. I request you to disclose it first to me, and rather directly informing the management. If you promise that, yes, I could agree for this.
Right, sure. That will be a promisable answer from my side, saying that I will not disclose any confidential information with someone else before my patient, which is you. And I'd like to tell you one main concern regarding the health checkup, which is mainly about diabetes, which is more common in old age, which is 50, 45 and above. So I'd like to tell you that diabetes is of two types, which is diabetes 1 and diabetes 2. Type 1 and type 2. Type 2 is usually seen in children, and type 2 is seen in adults. So I am mainly concerned with diabetes. It's in your age group. Diabetes and hypertension will be my first priority to do. So if you still have a dilemma about you not working, I can assure you that there are a lot of workers in your own company who are with medication, they are getting better. So I just want to tell you that, as you told me that your sleep schedule is a little not modified. So I just want every person needs a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and you need to have a 30-minute regular exercise. Regular exercise, I totally understand. You can't really go and work at your tired at home. But all I want to tell you is that you can just have a 30-minute walk with your pet or with family friends around, which can just make you feel better and light. So that's when you can actually get back to sleep too. These are my uh, um, and my main suggestions to tell you. May I know if you have any other answer?
Well, doctor, I don't have any more queries, and I could agree for your assessment. You could go ahead and let me see what's the further things could have been done from my managed side. Thank you so much, and you could continue.
You're welcome. You're
Yes.
welcome, madam.
Well, see here, no, Rachna, I could give the clarifications to you.
Yes,
So when you were speaking about the difference between, see, the type 1 and type 2 diabetes, at last you brought into that is not at all needed, first of all. When you were speaking about why do they conduct diabetes, when I was speaking in the initial second dialogue itself, I was speaking the type 1, type 2, right? So but that time itself, you could brought the clarity if it is
yeah,
needed.
right.
Yeah, as long as is speaking about is just waste of time, as well as the time will not be there for you to complete that idea. So all relevant information, medical information, if you want to share, you try to complete it in the second and third dialogue. So the main difference
Right, ma'am.
between type 1 and type 2, you know, right? Type 1 diabetes, it is mainly a kind of genetic disorder once again. Okay,
Yeah.
it shows up in the early stage of life itself. And type 2 is largely because it is related to the further development over time because of our lifestyle, because
Right.
of the diet and exercise. That is type 2 diabetes. So type 2, a person might get 30 plus or 40 or any age. Okay, there is a type 1, it's a genetic disorder. So that clarity that the type 2, both you have given the same idea, I believe. So you have to be a little careful in that.
Okay.
Because your immune system is getting attacked and destroyed, so the insulin production cells in your pancreas has got affected.
Yeah, that
So that
goes
is
down.
called a type 2. That is further that is mainly because of the lifestyle, the diet and exercise, and the way of life we lead. Whereas type 1 is genetic disorder. We could not do anything. If parents have, definitely the children might inherit. Once again, the faulty gene over here. Okay, right. So that you should be very careful when you say the difference between type 1 and type 2, that you have
Okay, ma'am.
confusion in that. So that's what, if you have confusion or else if you want to speak about this in the beginning, and moreover, it is not about the diabetes or in particular. As of now, the patient is not, the person, he's not even a patient, the factory worker.
Right, actually, he's not
Yeah.
even a patient.
Yeah,
That's what
he's
I'm
not even a
explaining.
patient and he's not having diabetes also. You have to do the assessment. Once you do the assessment only, you will come to know. And mainly this assessment is based on diabetes. Generally, the general assessment means...
Ma'am, in my task, it was mentioned that I had to convince the patient to go to local doctor and undertake tests for diabetes.
That is what.
And
That is what. Mainly these kind of tests for for 40 plus people. They do the general checkup means all these things, right? All the things, everything would have been. That is called general checkup. So in the general checkup, definitely BP, high BP, the BP checkup will be there, and diabetes checkup. This is all the general checkup. So that you could say that. And when you say also type 1, type 2 diabetes, that part of explanation about the diabetes, it's not needed as of now.
yeah, actually not needed.
Yeah,
Right,
in
right.
this particular card, in this card, it is not needed. In case in any other card, when you are supposed to speak also, have the proper clarity about type 1 and type 2. So clearly you have to, you should not mess up with the ideas. That's very, very important. So if you know clearly, you speak on it, or else just outline you give and leave it. Don't go in deep. I know that also, because every word that you speak, I know it values, and that might add your point, or you might lose the point. That is very important, especially the medical information that you share with. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am. Yes,
as of
ma'am. I
now,
think I'll be careful.
here in this particular card, this person has got a doubt because his brother has this problem, and moreover he is 50 years old. Why do they go for a sudden, why they arrange this health checkup? He is working in this organization for a longer period, he said, almost so many years he didn't check up, he didn't go for this health checkup. So the organization did not arrange this health checkup earlier. Suddenly they started to arrange for it. So he has a doubt. So that's the reason he is hesitating, he is reluctant, he is in dilemma. Even if he says he is not for the health checkup also, that will also become a big question. Why is he hesitating? Is there any other problem? So that also he will get into problem, get into soup. That's what he's saying, right? And
Ma'am, I have another doubt. Even if the workplace is only making sure to clear out the
no, that is
who
not
are
clearly, that is not mentioned in the card. Actually, in the card, if you see that, just the organization is arranging for 15 minutes assessment for the factory workers. It is a health checkup. It is a general health checkup, but it is definitely you could say, why do they arrange for this health checkup? Either maybe according to the company. So it is unclear. So when you are convincing the patient, 2 points you have to keep in mind. Why don't you take it in an optimistic way? Because according to the company policies, people who are 40 plus, 50 plus, if you have this kind of any complicated health issues, it is a responsibility of the company to give you treatment, and if you could not continue, if they are sending you out of job, they have to give you the compensation. So that way you are going to be benefited rather getting panicked. So that way also you can convince.
Right, ma'am. Yeah.
That point you have missed. Because as a patient, that this person is keep on getting confused that I might lose. So mostly in the health checkup, because he is a person who is working in this particular, and he's a factory worker according to the factory company rules and all. As somebody is working more than 4 or 5 years, they're all permanent workers. So workers, it is a responsibility of the organization to do the regular health checkup, and they have to get monetarily benefited and health-wise also. Insurance and all those things will be there. So that is not clear in this card. So immediately that is your presence of mind. When the person is hesitating, you could have told that person, why do you take it in such a way? You take it in a positive way.